One of the greatest privileges in life is the position awarded when one becomes eligible to be a grandfather. It's a second chance to encourage, guide, and protect without the daily stress of going to work. It's an opportunity to help shape the attitude and behavior of a small child. Just as knowledge is derived from information, wisdom becomes with knowledge, grows with experience, and is empowered by discernment. When we come into the present, we begin to feel the life around us again, but we also encounter whatever we have been avoiding. We must have the courage to face whatever is present, our pain, our desires, our grief, our loss, and secret hopes of our love. Everything that moves us so deeply. He has shown us all that we are today. So this is the story of our grandfather. We begin this story with our grandfather. Wait a minute, where's his picture? Ah, there it is. Handsome fella. Born on October 9th, 1919, in the Philippines. This place was so populated, over 104.9 million people. So you can only imagine what our grandpa said. Let's get out of here. So, our great-grandma Ariota petitioned both of them to the lovely islands of Hawaii in search of a better life.
Oh yeah, how was the neighbor across the street? Well, kind of kitty corner like that, yeah? But I remember the guys, they used to throw the best parties.
I remember Mekia Street in Waimanalo. Just me and my sister walking to school, to Waimanalo grade school, there and back. And then the weekends, we would always have family over. And it was just great. I mean, all of these people together in one place who loved each other. And we had fun. We listened to music. I would try to direct traffic, get in trouble for it. And I mean, I remember Amang walking around with his chicken, and people in that community would know who he was. And I just thought that was the greatest thing ever.
To know Amang, you know that he is strong. When we were little, we would all stand in line for Amang to take our wrist by one of his hands and squeeze it back and forth. And even though it hurt, we just all wanted to feel his strength. He was so strong. He loved working in the garden. Each time we'd go over to Uncle's house, he's outside working on something. I remember him sitting at the edge of the table, always watching Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy, with a smile on his face, just watching us all, listening, being quiet, but knowing he was happy just for us to come visit.
How much fun you had dipping the net and helping him back up the hill.
Was he pretty strong while you guys went fishing?
He was already old, man. He's strong for his age, but Yeah, he just needed help going up the hill. His knees couldn't handle.
Did he have a good time?
Oh yeah, he had a blast.
Him playing his violin on the porch with his friends. I always wanted to just sit with him and listen to him play. He was great at it. And also, every time when I would get in trouble by my mom, I would always run to Amang. Amang was always there to protect me. He was always there. I mean, there's not a day that I didn't spend time with him when I was little. When I was growing up, I guess I enjoyed just playing music and dancing with him. I mean, I had so much fun with that, dancing. He taught me how to dance the waltz, how to dance the cha-cha, all of those. And even when we're not doing, he always asked me, let's play some music, let's dance. So we get in the living room and start dancing. And he would have this biggest smile on his face. He loved that. Also, I know I am the oldest and I spent more time with him, but I think the best times, memories, was when he was always there when I had my children. Held them, always with a smile on his face. And then when my children had children, he was there also. People were always wondering, how in the world did you get Amang to come to your parties or come to your house? Because he never wants to leave the house. Well, I don't know what to tell him. Whenever I ask him to come, he does. I'm gonna miss him so much.
If you had one thing to say to Alma, what would it be?
Amang, thank you for always being there for me. Thank you for showing me things. I love you, and I am gonna miss you.
What comes to mind when I think about Amang is probably my wedding day. And that is because most people don't have the opportunity to actually say that their great-grandparents were there to see them walk down the aisle and get married. And I think that just him being able to meet Mike and meet my children and to actually see him smile when he sees and holds my kids is something that I'm actually always going to cherish forever. And a lot of people would even say that, Amang doesn't come to family functions or anything, but my mom was always able to get him to come to all of ours, and he actually was there for every single one of Tatum's birthdays. And he actually got to spend some time with his great-great-grandchild.
Always go blackberry picking, and then he would to me when I was little, he would always be strong and stuff, and just for some reason he would play with me and just scare me all the time. So and it's here in Oregon, the park called Horsetail, and I would be the first one, just always excited just to go pick blackberries. and there's this path that we have to walk down to, and it's cemented, but I would be always trying to race him, and he would run after me and scare me like, I'm gonna get you and stuff, and I would just always be scared. I'm just like, just yelling.
How old were you?
Wow, probably like 10. When we used to always come to Oregon to
Oh yeah.
oh man, and just visit you guys, just visit all the family, and
We pick watercresses.
oh yeah, especially definitely with his nice clean truck all the time that he just polishes every time and cleans it, and so
Did he love those times?
oh yeah, definitely he loved those times. He would always be excited to see.
My fondest memory of Amang would be every morning he would drink coffee and sit at the table with the bread rolls with tuna, because Nana would make the tuna with the bread rolls, and sitting with his coffee, looking out the back door, the window, and just being quiet.
And what else do you remember about Amon? If you had anything else to say to Amon, what would it be?
My fondest memory of Amang is his hats. His willingness to do yard work. I would catch him doing yard work when I would come back from my doctor's appointment. Amang was stubborn. Everybody knew that. He did what he wanted to do, but it was acceptable because that's what kept him strong. You know, he would go out on walks, although we tell him not to. I tried to take as much pictures as I could with him while he was still alive because I knew he was already old. And if I didn't get the opportunity to do that, then it would hurt a lot because then I wouldn't have any memories. Amon would also like to vacuum. I would catch him also vacuuming upstairs. You know, it's a heavy vacuum, but he was pretty strong for his age. Amang also, like, I remember him wearing aloha shirts all the time, button up with slacks. And I'd take him shopping to buy more aloha shirts and slacks every year he came back. He would, come back from PI to visit us here in the U.S. and he'd like to spend his birthday with us all the time. I would take him to Lenaver Golf Course to go walking around. And if he had the chance to, if any stranger would have the chance to spend time with him, they would say he was a pretty strong man. My coworkers, they're surprised how long he's lived. Amang loved going out and eating with me. He loved pizza and hot dogs. I took him out to eat pho for the first time. But the last 3 or 4 years or so, Amang would always challenge how many hours that he can hang with us to bowl. And he'd either strike or bowl spares. But yeah, I remember the smile on his face that time. It was a joyful moment when he smiled. Amang was always a fighter. He was a champ. Every time he'd get sick, he feels like he's gonna die. He keeps telling me he's gonna die. I told him, no, you're not. Amang loved his hats. I took him out shopping to get a hat, and I asked him if he wanted his name stitched on it, and he said, "Can?" I said, "Yeah, I can." So we ended up getting his name on his hat, and he wore that all the time until he got a new hat. But I would try to take as much pictures because I knew that he's old and I wouldn't be able to take any more pictures with him and have memories of him if I know I didn't get a chance to do that. But Amon gave us the opportunity to spend time with him, and those who took his time, treasured those times, because that's the only memories that we'll be able to keep. I'm gonna miss Amang a lot, and if I could have the chance to say the last words to him, I'd like to say that, Amang, I miss you and I love you very much, and thank you for coming to the US to visit us every year. Thank you for showing us that it doesn't have to be an age to show the strength or longevity. Gregorio Jaques Balonzo was born in Dolores Abra, Philippines on October 9th, 1919. Married to Tomasa Taliero Balonzo in Dolores on April 24th, 1939. They later had 10 children named Neri, Beatriz, Florencio, Rodrigo, Juanito, Corazon, Julie, Delia, Marcelino, and Lerma, of which now of 7 survive. On December 6, 1969, Gregorio and Tomasa and 5 of their children were petitioned by Tomasa's mother, Maria Ariota. They migrated to the U.S., the state of Hawaii. Gregorio and Tomasa later petitioned for their other 2 children in 1971. Life was hard as they struggled for years to save and put food on the table, but it was better than the life that they had in the Philippines. The things that will be missed the most about our Amang is his presence, his laughter, his cooking, his conversations, his company, his efforts to travel from PI to US to see his kids, grand, great, and great-great-grandchildren, and also his hugs and the words "I love you" will also be missed. We will especially miss his strength and his refusal to let age slow him down. We will always remember Amang as a fighter, a living champ. Gregorio and Tomasa Balonzo have a total of 32 grandchildren, 75 great-grandchildren, and 7 great-great-grandchildren and counting. Amang lived a full 99 years of his life until he was sadly taken away by our Heavenly Father on March 12, 2019. Fly with the angels into the kingdom of heaven, where our Father will give you eternal happiness and peace. May you watch upon us and be there for us in our hearts and in spirit. You will always be remembered and forever loved. Thank you, Amang, for giving us your time. Thank you for your unconditional love, the memories, and for being our perfect example of longevity. Until we see each other again, we miss you and we will always love you. May you rest in peace and with love.